I didn't understand how they could party the night before, wake up, go to work, and go to school. And I just wasn't capable. I couldn't stand being in my skin the way it was. And my peers didn't experience life the same way that I did. They looked at life through a different lens. And it makes sense now, but back then I just felt so different and so alone. I started to enter recovery really young. When I was around 18 and 19, I was told I wasn't ready. I hadn't done enough. I remember this woman who was young like me, but she had been in recovery for some time, and I was just in awe that she spoke like me, she was feisty like me, and she had maintained recovery. I remember going out to eat at taco stand with her and just feeling so welcome and at home. And she was my first sponsor in recovery, and I still talk to her to this day. Having someone that was around my age, looked like me, tattoos, all that kind of stuff, and it was so nice to have someone that was experiencing the same struggles as me and had persevered through them. Recovery is a little bit different these days. There's a lot more young people coming into recovery, but a decade ago it wasn't like that in my area, unfortunately. So throughout the process of recovery, I grew up in front of a lot of people. I fell a lot, I made a lot of mistakes, but I had people and peers that loved me through those experiences. I made the decision to go back to school. I have a degree in social work. I'm going for another one. Today I'm able to work in the treatment field, and I get to be of service to individuals with opiate use disorder. I've always been a little feisty, and today I get to fight for people's rights. And recovery has been messy, it's been painful, but it's been one of the best decisions I ever made for myself and for my community. Not only have I bettered my life, I've been able to give back to so many people and give them the chance to have the experience that I've had. I know it's important for me to remember that just because someone uses drugs doesn't mean they're not someone who isn't worth dignity. Everyone deserves love, respect, and human dignity. And one of my favorite things is if we continue to judge people for their process to recovery, they'll never meet recovery. That it's important to meet people where they're at, but we don't leave them there. We walk with them. And that not only do we recover, but we thrive. We live happy, full, beautiful lives, and we're able to pass that on to others. Today, I'm absolutely blessed. All the different organizations and nonprofits out here, I was able to get mental health assistance here in Athens back in my recovery process, but the available resources were really scarce when I entered recovery. I think there's definitely a lot more resources today than there was a decade ago. And the most important thing about these resources is that a lot of them are more open-minded and they're not so narrow. Sometimes it is hard to access resources. You have to know the right person, call at the right time, go to the right place, message the right person. But being a person who works in the treatment field, I try and link people with those resources. The services that I get to offer to the community through Proud, it's beautiful. There are effective treatments for opiate use disorder, including medication for opiate use disorder. I work in opiate use disorder treatment. It's such a stigmatized niche of recovery, but it's so relevant these days, especially, people are dying every day from the opiate epidemic. And medication for opiate use disorder is a valid pathway to recovery. It's saving people's lives. It's giving people the chance to save their own life. We serve individuals who are uninsured, so there are other places in the area where you can get medication for opiate use disorder. But with us, it's free of cost. We're able to link someone to a peer, do groups, link them to resources in the area. And it's just along the recovery process because it's hard enough on your own. And everyone in Proud is a person in long-term recovery. So not only do you find a safe place to land, but it's a safe place to land with people who have been exactly where you are. And being able to provide that service to my community is just, it's one of my favorite things. I can't compare it to anything else. I love what I get to do for my community.